Did you know that on an average month, there are over 59 million Americans who are on welfare programs? Or that 24 million American children use welfare every month? Of these statistics, the following is the most disturbing. At least 13 million Americans live in poverty and do not receive any benefits associated with welfare. The reformation of welfare programs will help improve and combat the social concerns associated with low-income communities. Welfare reformation is important because it will help equip people with the proper resources they need to live lives beyond the restraint of poverty and other social issues. Without reform to our current welfare system, the potential for increased mortality rates will continue to be a concern. Reformation to our current welfare system is essential to transform citizens of low-income communities into resourceful, well-equipped individuals. For centuries, minorities have experienced systematic roadblocks that have prevented them from living their form of an ideal life. One of those roadblocks is poverty. This is a result of cultural and racial biases. We see this proven in studies beginning in the early 1900s. According to Race and the Politics of Welfare Reform, the Department of Labor conducted the only systematic study of the racial composition of mothers' pensions in 1931. This report contained information on approximately half of the aided families across the nation. Of 46,597 families, 96% of them were white, 3% of them were black, and 1% of them were of other racial extraction. This pie chart is a representation of the aid distributed to families across the United States, and this blue section represents white people, the pink section represents black people, and the orange section represents other racial extraction. So the disparities we see in this distribution is evidence of the reform that we need to our welfare system. The distribution was clearly uneven. So for this reason, the welfare system clearly needs reformation to ensure equality in the benefits that are accessible to all people, but specifically minorities. In addition to this, whether we recognize it or not, there is a relationship between welfare and mortality rates. Welfare will help deal with the issues caused by lack of resources and poor conditions overall, specifically deaths. Considering how wealthy this country is, there is no excuse for as many people to be suffering from a lack of resources. People are dying from being impoverished, not having shelter, suffering from mental issues, racial inequalities and injustices, poor education, and more. Welfare reform will help address these issues. According to the Columbia Mailman School of Public Health, researchers at Columbia University's Mailman School of Health found that approximately 245,000 deaths in the United States in the year 2000 were attributed to low levels of education, 176,000 to racial segregation, 162,000 to low social support, 133,000 to individual level poverty, 119,000 to income inequality, and 39,000 to area level poverty. The conclusions gathered in these studies further proves the necessity for welfare reform. This bar graph is a representation of the deaths attributed to social concerns in the year 2000 and the numbers associated with each social concern. Welfare reform will help to assist those who are in environments of poverty as well as other welfare-related issues such as education. Without reformation, not only will people continue to suffer, but we will also continue to see deaths associated with these issues. All these factors combined proves the importance of reforming and maintaining a healthy welfare system for the people who need it the most. Clearly, it is imperative for their welfare system to be reformed and revised and improved to benefit its recipients. People need the resources to equip themselves to take care of themselves and their families. With this in mind, we can expect these improvements and changes to the welfare system to produce a generation of successful, independent people who can thrive. People's lives are dependent on the efficiency of the welfare system, and it is important for the system to be its best to ensure the security and well-being of all people. Thank you.